Hey guys, it's James here from eBassGuitar, and today we're going to be talking about one technique that I call the one-note approach that all beginner to intermediate bass guitar players should know, because this is the key to starting creating your own fills, your own bass lines, and really understanding the nuts and bolts of how music works and getting away from playing music by parrot fashion using tab sites and YouTube videos. Now, everything we're covering today comes from my brand new book, Module 5 to be precise. So this is a sneak peek. Now the book is now live and available. And what this book is, it is a foundational guide on how to play the bass guitar. It's a proven step-by-step roadmap designed to take you from absolute beginner through to confident intermediate. And I'm super excited. The book has already been so well received, and you can get a bunch of concepts like the one I'm going to be showing you today. So let's crack on with it. So this is kind of a continuation of last week's lesson where I showed you how to use alternate fingering, and to do that we used a chord sequence and backing track from the book called Mr. Countryside. And let's just recap on that, because what that chord sequence is a bar of D, a bar of G, a bar of B minor, and a bar of A. So you can get that D at the 5th fret on the A string, you can get the G at the 5th fret on the D string, then up to the 9th fret on the D string for the B minor, and then back to the A at the 7th. Now first thing, just to kind of warm up, I just want you to play simple quarter notes, one note per beat with that, just to get the chord sequence under your hands. So this is what this sounds like. This is where the fun begins, because we're going to implement the one-note approach system. Now this is all about approaching our target note or chord change from one scalic note below. Now everything we're covering today is based on the D major scale, and I talk about exactly how the D major scale works inside the book. But just for now, I just want you to learn the D major scale and go through it. Let's go through it a note at a time. So we're going to start at the D, at the 5th fret on the A string, 2nd finger, and then to the E, 4th finger like that. So 2, 4, like that. Then we're going to go on to the next string and we're going to play an F sharp, a G, and an A like that. And I suggest using fingers 1, 2, 4 like that. At the 3rd fret, the 4th fret, the 5th fret, and the 7th fret respectively. And then to finish off the scale, we are going to play the B at the 4th fret on the G string like that, and then the C sharp like that at the 6th fret on the G string, and then the D using fingers 1, 3, 4. Now this uses the one finger per fret technique, which I'll show you in the book, and so the fingering I recommend throughout the whole thing is 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. Now just go up and down the scale a few times to get it under your hand. So how do we take a technical exercise like a D major scale and make music out of it? This is where the fun starts. So what we're going to do is we're going to play just 3 beat notes on each of the chord changes. 1, 2, 3, and then on a 4th beat we're going to use that as our approach note to the next chord. So our next chord here, we are going from a D to a G. So the G is the 4th note of the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4. This means we play the F sharp, which is the 3rd note of the scale, to get there. So we end up with this musical pattern like this, 1, 2, 3, like that. And as you're going to hear, we're going to build this really nice melodic bass line. Now the next note we're going to is the B minor, which I like to get at the 9th fret on the D string. So to get there, we're going to get from one scalic note below. So the B is there, one scale note below is an A, like that. So our bass line becomes this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Let's carry on. I'll play the rest of the bass line using this system. Now, our next target note is the A, like so. So to get to the A, we're going to play one scalic note below. So we are going to approach from a G at the 5th fret. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like that to get to the A. So this is our bass line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Now, to finish this off, we are going back to the root note, our first chord. So our target note is going to be a D at the 5th fret. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab the C sharp, which is half a step below, like that, which is part of the D major scale, to get to the D target note like that. So let me put the whole bass line together in isolation. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So that's the bass line. It has a lovely melodic quality to it. So I want to show you this in context now with the backing track, so you can hear it in action. Right now, to start wrapping this lesson up, I want to show you two further ideas to show you can see where this concept can go and what else is inside the book. Now, in chapter 4, we start adding some grooves in there. And the grooves we're using follow the kick drum. So the groove in question is a real standard, simple pop groove, which sounds like this. Bum, gong, gong, dum. If you grab the book and really listen into what the bass drum or kick drum is doing there, you'll hear that pattern. But here's where the fun begins, is that we can amalgamate that groove and the one note approach system so that we end up with a bass line which has that rhythmic movement and those passing notes in it. So let me play you that with the backing track so you can hear this in action. I want to show you how you can integrate the one note approach system with what I call pumping eighth notes, which is 2 notes per beat, where we're playing alternate fingering, which I covered in last week's video if you want to check this out. And what you'll see we'll get is this really, really driving bass line with some really nice melodic movement in it. So as you can see, this is all covered in the book, and it's like peeling back an onion. They're just layers and layers that you can start layering all of these concepts together. So let me show you what it sounds like. Hey, so that is the end of today's video. I really hope you've enjoyed the concepts that we covered. Don't forget, it's all inside my new book, The Bass Guitar Foundations Guide, which you can find a link in the description below. This book is all about taking you from playing your very first notes all the way through to playing a world-class rock song by the end of the book. So if you're trying to work out this book is for you, if you've never played a note before on the bass guitar, this has got you covered. If you're returning after a long break, say you played 30 years ago before you had children, this book is definitely for you and you want to recap on what you learned all those years ago. And also, if you just want to check that you've been doing it right, say you've been learning from YouTube videos and dodgy tabs, all of that kind of thing, and want to gain the fundamental understanding of how to do it correctly, the Bass Guitar Foundations Guide is for you. I'm super excited to get your feedback on this book. It's now available. The link is in the description below. Cheers. I've been James from eBassGuitar. Over and out. Catch you soon. Bye-bye.